everybody? It's King Kevin in the building. Thanks for taking time to watch this video and to learn something. You know, every video I've made for the past 8 years really been about, education, knowledge, inspiration, whether it's my books, my films, community events, and current events. And the corona outbreak, the COVID-19 is definitely a community discussion. So I'm gonna cut to the chase and get straight to it. And I just want to say shout out to everybody who shared and watched my video on the New World Order and the Roman Circus. Because that was took me a lot of time to edit that video. As you can see, my editing skills has improved drastically. I'm thankful for that. But besides the fact, just thank you all and everybody who subscribed. I'm close to 2,000 subscribers now. Today 2,000, tomorrow 200,000, in the future 2 million, whatever. So as you all know, I'm in Georgia, Fulton County, Atlanta to be exact. And today is the 21st, April 21st, 2020. And many of you have seen recently in the news how they are discussing reopening the city. The businesses, the salons, the barbershops, the restaurants, the movie theaters, you name it. They get ready to open up everything, because, Atlanta is a turn-up city. Many of you already know it's a turn-up city. Been to Atlanta. I've been here several times before I actually moved here. I do reside in Fulton County. So you ever in the Fulton County area, come holler at me. I'm not too hard to find. King Kevin in the building, baby. But it alarms me that the governor, his name is Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia. Brian Kemp, my first time actually looking up his name. And buffoonery to even think that after 30 odd days of being on quarantine, that we are ready to start back over with the economy. Atlanta's a booming city. For those of you who don't know how big Atlanta is 5.9 million people in the city of Atlanta. That's a lot of people. Compared to Chicago, which I'm going to talk about as well. Chicago actually has 5 million people, in the city of Chicago, predominantly, I want to say black, definitely urban city. They have a huge problem with black on black crime, and I'm working on actually bringing my program to that city, and we'll discuss that another time, another video. But you guys know that I, host the annual Black on Black Crime Solutions panel, which we also brought it to Atlanta. And also I want to speak about that, and some other things that's coming up. But back to the topic at hand. Why would the governor want to reopen the whole state, not just Atlanta? Mayor Keisha Bottoms, I've never met her before, but kudos to the mayor. She's standing up against the governor and saying, I don't want to reopen the city. But the power structure goes, governor lay down the law, the mayor listens, and then you got the city commissions, whichever city you're in, take heed to it. But the Mayor Bottoms, a black woman, by the way, she has to take, she has to listen to what he's saying. Hey, we're going to open up the city. Whatever you want to do or don't do, we're going to reopen up anyway. So she's going to practice and work, stay at home. So I guess the whole mayor office and her staff is going to stay at home, which is cool because I'm working from home as well. As a matter of fact, working from home is actually seems harder than working, in the office. It just seems like I'm working like twice as hard. Like really, I don't know if it's because I'm at home in my comfort, but I'm not ready or comfortable with going back out into the city. This is, like I said earlier, it's a turn-up city. People party, play. It's a pay-to-play city. As I mentioned in the previous video, if you're dating in Atlanta or any city around the country, around the world for that matter, because this is a global pandemic. There hasn't been one as big as this one since the Spanish flu, and even before then, there was something called a Black Plague in Europe. We're going to talk about that in a second. But this is a pay-to-play city, and so if if you want to get to know a lady or a man, but especially with men who trying to get to know a lady, you got to break bread. You got to spend money on dates. You got to go out to the movies, restaurants, different functions, and show how much money you got to floss. And it's just a real superficial city. This is one of the things. The only thing I don't like about Atlanta is that people are just showing off money they don't really have, and even if they do have it, they're just belligerent and just want to shove it down your face. Hey, I got this. Look at my watch. Look at my rings. You know what I'm saying? Or look at my car. Like, come on, man, it's crazy. But the fact that they want to reopen the city makes me think and know that the governor, this is a publicity stunt. And they actually, if they really read history, understand what takes place, because history repeats itself. That's why I was telling y'all, man, get a book. If you've been at home in quarantine for the past 30 days, and you have not read one book, that means that a couple of things, and I want to leave those words out of this, but if you did not take the time to read a book, at least one book, on my bookshelf here, there's about, God knows, maybe 200 something books right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you got to have 200 books, but every single person should be reading something to edify and benefit them for the future. And I made a video about that, five ways to maximize your time during the coronavirus quarantine. I made that video. Check out, my channel. Subscribe, please, and check it out. With that being said, in reading, there's also history books. History has 1,000 answers to 1,000 problems. Let me repeat that again. History has 1,000 answers to 1,000 problems. Every single thing that we have been through is in a book. Someone wrote about it back in the day. They came with the problem, the solution. It's like that's knowledge, that's wisdom. My people suffer for the lack of knowledge, right? So I'm quite sure the governor or governors, President Trump, that's y'all president, y'all voted for him. They know this history about the Spanish flu back in 1918. The Spanish flu, and it wasn't because it's from Spanish people, it's because the people in Spain were the first ones to publicize this epidemic. Like, this is serious. In 1918, you know how many deaths? There were roughly 50 million deaths. And I'm going to tell you how many cases there were, but there were 15 million deaths, right? 20 to 50 million. 500 cases worldwide. This was the biggest, and probably still is. Coronavirus, God willing, does not surpass the death toll of the Spanish flu of 1918. But there were 500 million cases. Hospitals, streets, schools, buildings, whatever they can find, they were putting people in it. They were quarantined. They had social distancing up until the soldiers came back from World War I. Now, when they came back from World War I, it was like, okay, everything's safe. Everybody come out and play. And guess what? It spread like wildfire. Even more people caught it on the second wave of the pandemic than the original time when it started. This flu lasted 2 years. And with the coronavirus, it's going to get worse in the wintertime. Why is that? That's when people are more prone to catching a cold. And actually, you don't really catch a cold. You don't catch a cold. It's like you don't catch a good health. So it's really ignorant that we use that phrase, catch a cold, when it's actually your body is trying to flush out, all the toxins within the body, whether it's poor eating habits with junk food or just different entities in the body just wants to get rid of. I was reading Dr. Africa book earlier today, rest in peace, Dr. Africa, but the coronavirus is definitely something that is sticking, that is attacking our immune system. So if you have different diseases like the lung disease or heart disease or diabetes, these people are prone to die, unfortunately. So I'm not trying to make light of it or that I'm being inconsiderate or insensitive, but this is definitely something that attacks people with these types of diseases. And guess what? As black people filled with melanin, you see that I'm tall, dark, and handsome. You can't see how tall I am because I'm sitting, but I'm filled with melanin. All, as you can see from me in the picture behind me. Our people, like the Surgeon General Adams said the other day on the news, and people were attacking him when he said that black people, we need to, stop smoking Black and Miles and drinking alcohol and partying. We need to stay away, and smoking cigarettes. We need to stay away from that because these things are attacking us. And he was right. Because why? Diabetes, lung disease, and heart disease are very high. Very high. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, poor diets. Those things are high within the black community for several reasons. Not just because of we're stuck on a slave food, because those are slave foods, the chitlins, collard greens, hog maws, or all that other stuff. These types of foods that we eat are plantation foods, which were most of them scraps that the plantation owners gave us. These things, they deteriorate our bodies and our minds. So if you run to a black person and you think he's acting crazy, it could be part of the diet, or she's acting crazy because of the diet. It's clogging our arteries, and we having to get these major surgeries we don't have money for. We're drinking all these beers and liquor, and our guts are just looking crazy. You know what I mean? Because these foods we're living to eat instead of eating to live. Today I was just jogging, and I found this this neighborhood where the whole yard, man, they're giving away all tons of food and veggies. I mean, asparagus sprouts. You're talking about broccoli, kale, tomatoes, lemons, blueberries. I got 2 things of blueberries amongst everything else I just mentioned. What did I forget? But I mean, look, I'm gonna eat to live. I'm gonna saute some of these kales. I'm gonna chop up some of these tomatoes. I love tomatoes in my sandwiches anyway. And they gave me a thing of honey wheat bread. I just went grocery shopping yesterday. I spent almost $100, and I got these groceries. So, that scripture where it says that may the Lord bless you so much that you don't even have room to receive. My refrigerator can't receive no more food. It's a blessing. So I am thankful and happy that I'm able to provide and receive free things so I can eat. Now, I hope there's people in the community, in your community, that's doing the same thing. That's giving away free foods, not just masks and gloves, but actually vegetables, things that we can eat, we can consume without even cooking, just clean it and eat it. Those would be good things. Now, back to what I was saying. The reason why the Surgeon General, U.S. Surgeon General Adams said what he said was because those are the facts. When you go to any of these cities, I just mentioned Chicago, which had up until a couple of days ago about 120, 130 cases of coronavirus. Guess how many of them died? I'm sorry, it was 113 people died from it, but guess how many of them were black? 70%. Detroit, 79% of people that died from the coronavirus, they were black. Other cities is anywhere from 40 to 60%. Black communities, that is why we're suffering. It's not some kind of conspiracy theory, or they're targeting black people, or this and that and the other. No, it's because of our poor eating habits. It's literally killing us. Because this virus, and maybe there was any conspiracy theory out there, I would have believed that one. Yeah, let's put it out there because black people are going to die at higher numbers than anybody else. Then okay, I'll believe that because truth be told, that is what's happening. It's not how I feel. Is what I am seeing. I just got off the phone with a friend of mine just before I started this video. What's up, Charlie? I don't know if you're watching this. He got a friend in the hospital right now. I just was on the phone with a guy earlier. I was getting ready to buy some artwork from him, some statues from him, and guess what? He got a coronavirus. I can't even go buy the products from him. So it's like, I wasn't really taking this, just to be honest, I wasn't really taking the coronavirus that serious at first because I was in London when it kind of broke out a little bit, but everything was just normal. People hanging out, this and that. Literally, the day that I left London is when they started to shut it down. I was like, wow, so I just, by the grace of God, that I didn't get affected by corona. I didn't get any tests done, to be honest, because I don't go out like that. First of all, outside of traveling, a couple of countries here and there for work. What I do is, and I hope you guys are doing the same thing, or you're doing something regarding the coronavirus, is to drink and inhale steam from lemon and limes and oranges. What I mean by that is you take a bowl, maybe 4 or 5 ounces of water or cups of water, and boil it. Half sliced lemons and limes, and sliced oranges if you can. Or just sliced lemons will work. Garlic is good as well. You boil it, you have it boiling, and you sit over the stove for about 10 to 15 minutes, inhaling it with your nose slowly. You don't want to do it too tough because it really, you get dizzy. But when you take light little sniffs of it from a little distance, I'll say at least 10 inches away from the stove, maybe 15, but stand over the stove for a good 10 minutes, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and then also inhale it through your mouth as well. And then after about, when you're done inhaling the steam, you pour the hot water in a cup, and then you drink it. You can do this with your family. That's what I've been doing. I'm jogging. I'm doing 200-300 push-ups a day. I have my tank top on, so you can't see these. You can't see these guns, but it's serious. Now, that was a little side note. I'm going to get back to why this thing is impacting the black community and why we should not open up businesses in Atlanta right now. And I'm not being cold towards the business owners, because I understand you in here to make money. So if you don't pay your bills, they're going to shut down your stores. But there's all kinds of businesses that are able to stay afloat because of the packages that were just passed. As a matter of fact, Congress just passed, and before I say the number, it just passed $484 billion. It's called a coronavirus aid package. So businesses can apply for it. If you haven't applied for it, please get it. People who have gotten the coronavirus checks from the government, from your taxes, $1,200 will just drop in your account if you make under $75,000. So I may not get that, but it's all good though. You know why? Because I'm thankful, because today is a good day to be alive. I definitely don't think Atlanta should open up, and it's just not Atlanta now. Y'all think it's just Georgia and Atlanta? No, there's a few other states. You have Tennessee and South Carolina, or a few of them as well. That are planning on opening up Friday, and unfortunately, history is going to repeat itself because of ignorance. Atlanta is the new Sodom and Gomorrah. Why do I say that? Think about it. Sodom and Gomorrah, what were they known for? Sodom and Gomorrah is in the Bible, I believe is Genesis 19. It's Genesis or Exodus 19 verse 24. Go in that area right there. I believe it's, regardless of the fact, the point is, when that city, those are two cities by the way, Sodom and Gomorrah are two different cities. These people were rampant in fornication, bestiality. Bestiality means having sex with animals. That's a whole nother topic. I would never do a video on that one, so don't even worry about it. And anal sex with homosexuality, men sleep with men, men even forcibly taking booty from other men. That's the type of city it was. So the creator, okay, that's kind of games we playing. Let's burn down the whole city. So God made it rain. I believe it rained acid or something like that. Destroyed the whole city. Annihilated the whole city. Now, I'm in Atlanta, so I know Atlanta's not going to get destroyed because I'm in Atlanta, because I'm a definite man of God, a bona fide soldier and warrior king that is. So I know the favor of the Creator is not going to allow that to happen because I'm here. I'm standing in the pain. So, but that does not mean the city is not going to suffer. Other cities like Sodom and Gomorrah, that are high in all sorts of sexual deviances, so to speak. And it's just sad to me that the city will actually think about reopening right now. Like literally, they still trying to figure out. They're still trying to figure out where this thing coming from and contain it. In China right now, did you know they have 16,000 Africans living in China? One of the cities in China, I can't even pronounce it, Gomorrah. They're kicking out all the Africans out of there. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those Africans is from Nigeria. So Nigeria, the ambassador of Nigeria called to China to try to, get the government to intervene because they're blaming the coronavirus on Africans. So it's ignorance. Going to the grocery stores right now, many of you've seen, everything's changed. Now all the lines have these sneeze guard shields, which which is interesting. You know, the lines, you have to wait outside. So like I said in the video, the new world order, everything's gonna change. Everything. Buying, love making, dating, shopping, home, the way you eat, the way you live, the way you work out. You know, even LA Fitness. I got a membership at LA Fitness. I don't even know if I might even come back. Well, you know, I'm joking about that. I love different weights. But the point of the matter is, everything's going to change. Now, will the racism and bigotry and ignorance change? Obviously not, because this situation is giving them an opportunity, people who are ignorant and racist, are given the opportunity to do so freely. I was at a store the other day, and these two white dudes, kind of tried me from their truck though. They were driving by and said a couple of slick things. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, if I was my old self, I would have grabbed that dude out that truck and gave him the business. But you know why I won't do that? Because I love my life and my freedom on top of that. And I love making these videos. Another thing I want to tell you guys, regarding some of the death tolls, I want to go through some of the recent numbers that I ran across. Now, I mentioned in the Spanish flu, right, when they was putting people all types of buildings that were sick because they just didn't have no space in hospitals. That's going on right now as well. In New York, I was in the Javits Center in New York, January this year, 2020. That's Javits Center. I was in New York, Manhattan, Times Square, living it up at the Hyatt Hotel. And guess what? That Javits Center I went to, which is one of the most state-of-the-art convention centers you'll ever see, probably the biggest. I wouldn't doubt the biggest in the country. It is huge, all glass. It looks like all glass from the outside, but it's really not all glass. Spectacular architecture. Beautiful, beautiful building down there in Manhattan. It's not even open for conventions right now. All the major conventions come out there. I was there for NRF 2020, Natural Retail Federation conference, right? Major. I'm talking about people spending hundreds of thousands of dollars for banners. A simple banner like this probably costs you $50,000 to have it in the Javits Center. You got people paying $1 million for their banners as well. It's filled with nothing but patients and doctors and nurses right now. And that was eerily similar to what happened with the Spanish flu back in 1918. Right? Exact same thing. When they reopen up these stores prematurely like they are doing, because you have to have this thing contained and understand, first of all, there's no more cases. The vaccine is here. Bill Gates was talking about it. He spoke about this 5 years ago. We are not ready for a pandemic. If a pandemic happens, we will be destroyed. The government uses $56 billion on average on military preparedness. That's helicopter jets, guns, tanks, drones, who they're dropping bombs on innocent people on, by the way. Assuming their target is in the house, realizing they blow this house up, they're blowing up the whole city, the whole village. Government don't give a damn. U.S. government don't care. And guess who did the most drone attacks? Any president. The drones really started around Bush, then Obama, and then Trump. But guess out these three presidents, who dropped the most bombs on people, man? Obama. President Obama dropped the most drones on people, killed the most innocent people. Thousands of people died on the house. Don't know nothing about no Taliban. So we're giving government all this power and control. This is what I'm getting to. They have all this power and control, and this is showing how we are so easily manipulated. So easily manipulated. We are people, we are subjective people. We follow the trends. Oh, these Nike shoes look hot. This Gucci belt look fresh. This Fendi purse is lit. You know what I'm saying? This jacket, this car, this what Gucci Man had on the video. I'm going to get that. This is a Kodak black jeans he was wearing. I'm going to hop on that. This is the dance move Trina was doing. I'm going to do that. This is what the city girl is doing. Let me go suck on this dude and screw him and rob him. So these media, the media, entertainment, news, they're influencing us, especially those who are weak-minded. I can't even say the weak-minded, especially if you're weak-minded, but those who may be not as strong-minded as someone like me. You see me? My TV hasn't been on in like 24 hours, 48 hours. Why is that? Because I'm in my office, I'm grinding, I'm reading books, I'm promoting myself, my website, KevinDorival.com. I'm promoting my meditation program I have free next Tuesday on the 28th at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Please check it out. So I'm grinding. That's what we should be doing. F the government and what they got going on. We got to be doing us. So turn that TV off, right? Watch videos like you're watching right now. Read the necessary books that you need to be reading to get you where you want to be. This is a perfect time to redefine ourselves. I don't care if you're a government, or individual, or family. This is the perfect time to redefine who you are and what you stand for. Perfect time. And you can't do that if you constantly meditating, absorbing, and panicking on what the news is. I keep pointing this because my TV is right here. But if we keep listening to what the news is saying, what the media is saying, a lot of these conspiracy theories, these false prophets, the Bible told us plenty of time about false prophets. They are showing up by the droves out the woodwork right now. And as a matter of fact, speaking of that, I want to give you guys a heads up on what's really happening in the world. Did you know that there's about 3 million guns sold within the past 30 days? 3 million. Over 2.7 million guns sold in the past 30 days. Most of them are handy guns. Most of them are bought by single women. And many of them are bought by individuals just loading up. For what? Perhaps a possible war, a purge, I don't know, anarchy. People are getting restless, right? New York, 260,000 cases, right? 19,000 deaths, 19,118. These are the death tolls I'm going to coronavirus. New Jersey, there are 92,000 cases, 47,053, 530 deaths. Michigan, 32,967 deaths. No, 2,700 deaths, 32,000, really 33,000 cases. Louisiana, 24,854 cases, 1,400 deaths. Connecticut, 20,168 cases, 818 deaths. Georgia, 818 deaths. I'm sorry. All right, now let's talk about what's really going on. Did you know that in the past 30 days, there's been over 2.7 million guns bought recently? For what? what they getting ready to do? What you need that many guns for? What you think? Boy, it's about to go down. It could be a purge. People acting like lawless. They don't trust the government. Obviously, you can't trust the government of Georgia. They're talking about reopening the store. What you want? Second wave of coronavirus? It's going to be worse because people are susceptible at a time like this to diseases. They're susceptible to diseases at a time like this. And speaking of that, it's single women who are buying these guns for the most part. Single women. Because so many single women, especially in Georgia. It's like 8 women to each man. 10 women to each man. Some people, 12 I've heard for each man in Georgia. That is something else. Now let's get back to this corona cases right quick. I'm going to read the cases, and then next to it, I'm going to read the deaths of these 6 states. New York, 260,000, 19,118 deaths. New Jersey, 92,000 cases, 4,753 deaths. Michigan, 32,967 cases, 2,700 deaths. Louisiana, 24,854 cases, 1,405 deaths. Connecticut, 20,000 cases, 20,168 cases, and you have 810 deaths. Georgia, 818, probably 820 deaths by now. This was from this afternoon, and 83 deaths. Unfortunately, rest in peace. My condolences to the families, those who have died. But you think about it, ain't no NFL players died. But Babatunde, who was part of the Ivan Van Sertima cultural group that I'm in, we meet once a month, and he's also a gardener. Babatunde told me, think about it, Brother King. That's what he calls me. There hasn't been an NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball deaths. Major actors, I don't know about the actors part, but definitely in the sports, they ain't dying. Well, they have pretty good immune systems. They work out quite a bit. They get paid to do so and take care of their body. So I think, honestly, that's the reason why. And also, and despite the health issues, what's hurting black folks the most also is that we are faithful people. We're faithful to whatever brand, faithful to our churches, faithful to white Jesus. We're faithful to our jobs. So, being that we're so faithful with the churches, we're going to go to church anyway. What kind of dumbass pastor is going to tell you to come to a church in the midst of a pandemic and tell you to come to church? Why? When they're telling you not to be around a group of people, social distancing. And some people saying social distancing a little too far. But coming to the church, that is the worst place you want to go to. Funerals. There was the cases in Georgia, in Albany, Georgia. 2 different funerals. Everybody at those funerals got coronavirus. I had a friend of mine recently who passed away. Rest in peace, Tina. My condolences, for real, for real. My friend Brosnan, her father just died. I couldn't go to their funerals. Just died funerals was just last weekend. I couldn't go to either of their funerals. Back home in Florida. One, I didn't want to be at a funeral because of the situation. If it was a real close relative, I probably would have toughed it out, or maybe I wouldn't have, just for the sake, because I understand my purpose in life isn't to grieve. My purpose in life is to pass on the baton, take my family to the next generation. I can't afford to die. I can't afford it. I'm gonna continue to fight for my life. So instead of me going to the funeral, I just sent some money. And it's unfortunate that they couldn't even grieve from what they were telling me about the funeral. Everybody got masks on. Everybody, either Haitian flag mask or the regular, metal. Even the way we bury our loved ones. Now, with that being said, I know these rich families who might have known about this coronavirus beforehand. The rich families I mentioned in the New World Order video, the Roman Circus, the Rothschilds, the Burbecks, the Sods, the Waltons, who am I forgetting? The Oppenheimers, who else I'm missing in those families? These families are worth each and every one of these families are worth over $2 to $6 billion. So I know they ain't impacted by no coronavirus. The President Trump, he's just shaking hands, talking trash as usual. He don't care. He ain't catch coronavirus. So there are people with the vaccine. We just don't have it because our money ain't there. But I'm in this video with this. Do not reopen the city. Do not reopen Georgia businesses right now. We need another couple of weeks. It is too premature. So the governor, Brian Kemp, and Mayor Keisha Bottoms, I hope they could come to an agreement and understanding. I definitely, I vote here. I'm a registered voter, taxpayer here in Georgia and Atlanta. And if my vote has something to say, it's not to reopen it. Anyway, you guys have a blessed one. I'm King Kevin. Hope y'all enjoyed this video and learned a lot. There's a lot I wanted to say, and hopefully I said it all. But I do have a program on next Tuesday, April 28th. Please, the meditation, the infinite powers of meditation. Some of you all need to learn how to meditate and focus and block out all that noise. All that noise, block it out. You're going to learn how to do that. And some of you can't meditate because there's too much noise and stuff just cluttered all around you. But we're going to teach you how to do that. Me and brother, Stas Thug. But Coach Ham is, where he goes by. So check us out next Tuesday. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and look at my video. It's going to be a video that has the flyer, either the green flyer or the flyer with me and him on the cover, the power of meditation. Check it out, my new blog as well, Redefine Yourself. Perfect time to redefine yourself. That's on KevinDorival.com. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and any questions, comments, anything I can I can teach and show or reiterate or elaborate in the description or in the comment section, please do. Please share this video. Y'all be safe out there. All right, bless.